All right, it's the rundown. It's it's April 1st, April Fool's Day. Brought to you by Simply Safe, simplysafe.com/rundown. You get free shipping. No one should feel unsafe at their home. That's been Simply Safe's mission share since day one. Simply Safe blankets your whole home in protection, 24/7 monitoring for just $14.99 a month. There are no long-term contracts. Keep your place safe. Simply Safe, simplysafe.com/rundown. Get it, keep your place safe. Welcome, Clem, to the rundown. KFC's on the radio.
Ooh,
KB Swag.
problematic name now.
Yeah, I'm happy I got rid of that name. I'm happy.
But did you? People still know you as Clem Zingas.
Clem and Durant, man. We're on the new big.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because he got accused of raping that girl.
Yep.
Clem Zingas is what I know him as.
There's a lot of shady shit going on with that story, though. That's one of them you got to wait to see where the...
Yeah.
Yeah. As I blog it, I'm kind of just like, we got to see what happens in the investigation. You know what I mean?
Horrific allegations, but then I thought the latest thing I said was even after the alleged date, she's like staying in communication, trying to like date him, which is very odd. So who knows? We'll see how this all falls out. But yeah, if there is truth to it, I think you get rid of the Clem Zingas.
We already has,
once
but
you unfollow,
but in mentally, I just think Clem Zingas.
Damn, you're putting me in a corner, big cat. Right now.
You got to maybe just burn a jersey. I don't know.
I blocked him on Twitter.
Okay, that helps. Yeah.
Chaps told me to block him. I blocked him.
Just remind everyone that.
When did you do that?
I think it was when we traded him. The day after we traded him.
Okay.
That's
So
not
just
bad.
keep reminding people that.
Okay, good for you.
I blocked Clem Zingas.
Good. All right, Final Four set. Michigan State, Texas Tech. By the way, all apologies. I am as noodly as I've ever been. I purposely didn't take any.
You're not even fun noodle.
No, I'm in a different world.
You're a wilted flower.
I feel like my body is disconnected from my brain. So Texas Tech, Michigan State, Auburn in the fourth team.
You got this, Davey. Come on, Dave. ACC. Not North Carolina, not Duke. It's
Virginia.
there we go. Fuck yes, you had it.
Yeah.
Little things.
So that's the Final Four. The big thing, Duke. Now, Duke, I have questions on Duke. On Duke. So everyone's saying one of the great Duke teams of all time. You got these three guys. First of all, R.J. Barrett. They lost to Gonzaga the same way when he just drives into like 5,000 guys. And I think I saw their final stats, like when they're losing under a minute to go or something, and who takes the shot. They're all R.J. Barrett.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
So Coach K, you stink at coaching, clearly. You just drive into five guys. I'm sick of people saying this is one of the great teams of all time or whatever, and I don't even understand. They either somebody's R.J. Barrett, Zion, who I don't think is over. Something's got to give because they could have lost 3 times in a row, basically.
They were 0-4 against the spread in the tournament.
Right. So they're not that good.
Right.
I mean, they're good.
You want to talk about best teams? They did the the 2009 UNC team that won every game by double digits in the tournament.
Yeah.
That's best of all time.
So what are we talking? So what's wrong with what? You can't have 3 lottery picks and not be that good.
Right.
So what? Who's not good?
Coach K.
It's all Coach K.
Is it the style at all? Because they can't shoot from outside, and that was all you heard about Duke. And it's like, do you need just guys who are better at shooting? Like, I mean, Zion's a freak of nature though, so he shouldn't be the problem, right? So I just don't get.
It was weird because it felt like they were so much better at the beginning of the season, and even in the ACC tournaments.
They were never as good as when Zion came back.
No, I don't know. ACC tournament, they were awesome.
They were?
Yeah, remember how awesome Zion was? They beat.
Yeah, but they barely beat UNC.
They beat UNC. They beat
UNC.
Florida State.
Florida State stink.
Yeah.
Florida State.
Oh, they ruined you.
I heard that in the voice. I was like, oh no, he lost.
I knew that you were going to do that because you loved them all year, and
the teams that I loved all year: Florida State, LSU, and LSU, who happened to play Michigan State, so I had to flip a coin on one.
And Michigan State shot the lights out.
Yeah, and Houston. Yeah. I picked a really bad time to go cold.
Awesome weekend of hoops otherwise, though. Like, that was one of the best Elite Eights when you talk about the Virginia-Purdue game was all-time. All-time loss, too. You should be happy. What would you have taken in that game?
I have no idea. I didn't like the game.
Because that was like, the things that had to happen for you to lose Purdue plus 4.5.
That's the only good thing that happened to me the entire weekend. It kind of made me still feel like a human. Like I was in Vegas, I was watching that game by myself, I think, on the couch.
Yikes.
And the Virginia, the last play where the guy caught it and sent it to overtime, I screamed.
Yeah.
And Frankie came in, he goes, "You lost on that?" And I had nothing on the game. It's like, you know what? Still like sports.
Just felt
like
alive.
I had a gambling reaction when I had nothing on the. And he almost looked at me. I could tell he was proud, but I screamed like I had money. I just screamed. It's like, no, I was just watching, enjoying the game for like the pageantry of it.
There's still a little Dave Portnoy in there.
Yeah.
Outside El Press.
That Houston loss, that killed me. That was my last.
They were up with like a minute left.
Yeah.
I saw the Gaz. I think it was Gaz tweeted out.
I hate Gaz.
Can I ask a question about that? Well, maybe we'll save it for the
I hate
after
Paul.
show. I have a question about Paul.
Paul's in Manhattan Beach right now.
Yeah.
He
I
has
also
been.
might have saw an Instagram story where he said he's got to stay off social media this week because he doesn't want to be. I guess we'll get into Gaz right now because he doesn't want to have you get after him for having a whole Gaz week.
Well, he did. I mean, I figured that out as. First of all, he was the one who set it up. Like the DP42s are not. They're never set up by me. It's like, all right, we're doing it. He just didn't. Like the logistics, when it went south on him was like, hey, we have to go to this pool party at 12 because that's like when we agreed we'd be there. He sent a mass email, text everybody, be ready to go at 12. We have to be there. And I just sat waiting for him for half an hour. He was just late half an hour. And then he walks in, he's like, all right, everybody, let's go. Like we weren't sitting there for like half an hour to go. He made plans with people he knew to meet us there. Then the people he made plans with, he's like, are you coming to Manhattan Beach with us Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, no, I'm coming back to New York. They're like, oh, Paul is. I'm like, what? Dana, he's like, well, I got Paulie Docs. The best
Paulie
thing,
Docs.
the best,
Nick, they knew there was
The
a Nick
Docs
coming.
is
the best thing that's ever happened to Paul Golzinski is the documentaries. Paulie Docs schedules like one interview wherever he has to be, and then somehow schedules it as like, oh, I got to be in Manhattan Beach for like one guy I've never heard of to interview. So I saw Dana today. I'm like, aren't you doing like documentaries? He's like, no, I'm flying out like tomorrow. So I don't know what Paulie Docs is doing. He's not doing anything, I don't think. But yeah, we need. And I saw somebody be like, hey, they didn't do as much social media because Paulie Docs is the one who's supposed to. He's a social media guy. He's supposed to. He just didn't do it.
Right.
I mean, so most of the videos, all the content came from basically me, and thank God KB knows swag. You know,
I like to call
kicked
him
out of-
Cocaine Kyle.
Cocaine Kyle.
Yeah, I feel like that's got a nice.
He
Because
really-
he doesn't use cocaine.
right, because he doesn't.
He really doesn't want to be known as a cocaine guy.
I mean, that was the video of you at the end being like, oh yeah, and all this was taped.
That was a great.
You got kicked. I've never heard of anyone getting kicked out of a hotel before in Vegas for like apparently nothing. I mean, I just never heard of it before.
Can we end like the Coke thing?
What do you mean? Can we end it?
I don't want that to be the narrative because it's gonna.
I mean, you're the only one who knows what happened.
What?
You're the only one who really knows what happened.
I know, and I people are gonna assume that it's like it's me and I have a drug problem.
I mean, again, I don't know. People say I have a drug problem. If you don't have a drug problem, what do you care? You work at a place that no one gives a fuck.
All right, let me know.
I will. This conversation was recorded. Bye.
So fucking
I
funny.
mean, we're on. It's a trip that I thought Paulie Docs was going to be documenting, but he wasn't. So we had to get some content for it. Yeah, we'll talk more about it. But I mean, he's a weirdo. Cocaine.
I mean, the one good news for Cocaine Kyle is this is the only company that like it actually might be a positive for you. Like think about it. Like Trent, when he got arrested, positive. That was a positive.
I mean, once No Swag got booted from our hotel, we really didn't see much of him the rest of the trip.
Dude.
That was another thing that pissed me off about Paulie Docs. So we're watching the end of the Houston game, and I have like my life savings on it. He's like, we gotta go meet fucking KB Swag at the hotel. He's hanging out by himself. I feel bad. And like it's coming down the second half, and we have dinner later. It's like, all right, fucking fine. We go to this other hotel. I mean, KB's just not there. Pauly Doc's just sick of sitting in the hotel. So he's like, hey, we got to go. It's like I'm watching the end of the game in this bar. It's like, whatever.
Isn't that on you, though, a little bit to know? Like, Pauly Docs is, remember the time when we were in Florida State and we had, like, a shitload of stuff to do, and he's like, all right, like, I got to go, like, make sure the girls have good outfits for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And, like, took the car and went and, like, did, like, try-ons with all, like, the models. While
Well,
we,
that
like,
was when we
grinded.
run around, and he wanted to jump out with, like, the prettiest girl we've ever seen. Be like, I just gotta make sure she's okay at the bar, so I'm gonna go drink with her. That's Pauly Docs in a nutshell.
I think Pauly Doc should know more than anyone. When Dave's losing, make sure everything you have is zipped up and buttoned.
No, he's a number one guy. Like he's worrying about Pauly Docs.
Pauly Docs, nobody worries about themselves more than Pauly Docs works about himself. Make sure he has the best room, the best everything, the best. As long as Pauly Docs is taken care of, Pauly Docs is happy. And the documentary thing is the best thing because I mean, what's he do? He's the one who has the info, but Pauly Docs, I think his last 4 documentaries have been in Nashville, Chicago on St. Patty's Day, Newport on St. Patty's Day Parade, and Manhattan Beach. I don't know who he's interviewing.
Is he going to see Nick Insider or something? He's like, oh, we got it.
Don Nelson's getting interviewed in Hawaii next.
I mean, he knew the whole thing was unraveling when this girl was like, yeah, we're going Manhattan Beach. It's like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. It's like, how long has this been planned? It's like, oh, it's been in the works for a while. I'm like, what? Pauly Docs. Nowhere to be found.
I'm not going to sewer my guy Gaz, but we're interviewing Biz and Paige Spiranek tomorrow.
Wait, Biz was here last week.
Biz, you're interviewing Biz.
Biz was here last week for an entire week.
That is unbelievable.
I might have just got myself in trouble for that.
Yeah, you
but-
probably did.
But yeah,
Right.
Biz and Paige Spiranek had to be at Manhattan Beach, connected to when he had Pauly Docs or something. And then he's like, I got to go to some because today clearly just has no excuse because Dana's here.
Right.
So what's he doing? He said he had some Snapchat convention. Those stuff. Pauly Docs is on an unbelievable run of making up things on why he can just do what he wants to do. Pauly Docs. Yeah, he is also. I guarantee you Pauly Docs is at a beach or at a pool right now just sitting there doing nothing. I can't remember last time we've had our social media team here together. The two of them have not been in this office together in a year and a half. Anyways, Final Four. I think Michigan State's going to win the whole thing.
I'm going we were talking about it. I'm going to make myself a big sweatshirt with all the Big Ten logos. Big Ten's got to win a title for the first time in forever.
Michigan also did not do me any
No,
favors.
16 points in the first half. That was...
I loved Michigan.
Oh.
I loved Houston. I loved, who was the other team? Florida State.
You're retired. You're out.
Out.
We'll see you in football season?
football
I don't even know.
No, come on. You can't say that about football
I don't even
season.
know. I will say, Ohio Tate, did you see that blog he wrote today?
No.
That his dad is 17-0 and is going to Indian home games, and he's going today. It's 4 o'clock first pitch.
Wait. The Cleveland Indians?
Yeah. He said he's like his free money. His dad never loses when he goes to Indians games.
Oh my God! What time's that game?
I've never known you to turn down a winner, and also you have someone to blame. That's kind of a double doozy for you.
Yeah.
You can blame Ohio Tate's dad.
Tommy's the most. And then we played Blackjack.
I heard about this.
Saying $25.
You got hot.
Yeah,
There's nothing worse than getting hot when you pare down your units.
Pare down my units. Yeah, it's like Paul's freaking out on Pauly Docs.
So it sounded like a good birthday.
I'm glad I'm home. I'm disjointed and out of it. This is brought to you by Tommy John. TommyJohn.com/rundown. 20% off your first order. Men's and women's underwear sport a no wedgie guarantee. They're comfortable, stay put waistbands and super soft fabrics designed to move with you, not against you. Tommy, I'm laughing at Tommy John because Frankie yesterday would come home. He said we had to get Pauly Docs some Tommy Johns because Pauly Docs just walks around these 1920 boxes. That's horrifying. Gotta get some Pauly Docs some Tommy John. Tony John is so confident in their underwear, they have the best pair ever. You wear it.
Was he got tighty whities?
That's bad. My first ever experience of Barstool on the road ever actually was in Cleveland a couple years ago. We were out there for, I guess the Patriots were playing the Browns and also the Red Sox were playing the Indians. And I got paired up with Paulie Dox in the room. And I remember, like, I kind of knew him. I was like 2 weeks in on the job, 3 weeks. First thing at night he does, he just takes all his clothes off and he's walking around in his boxers. I'm like, all right, that's like whatever. It's dark out. He's just gonna go in his room, in his bed. Next morning, sun's blazing. He opens up the blinds and it's just like him, just like he looks like a naked mole rat because he got the no hat on, no shirt. He's got the loosest boxers on in the whole world, and he's ordering room service and he's eating. I'm like, this is gross. This is such a gross. Like sight, like this. What am I doing here? So he did it. He did it in Vegas this week. He's just walking around. We got to give him some Tommy Johns. You got to be tighter.
Yeah, I'll tell you what's going on
Too
right
loose.
now. I love it. Tommy and Frank are loving this Paulie Dox stuff because they're just climbing up the ladder. They're gonna get one higher. on the
Well,
ladder.
Paulie Dox has always done this. He's just, the Dox I feel like has reopened his world into just making fake trips to like do his travel schedule. I mean, the documentary thing is getting out of control with Paulie Dox. I get it. He's going to ask the questions. But he went to Manhattan Beach to do an interview with Paul Bissonnette. Are you kidding me?
He was here last week or 2 weeks.
All
I mean,
week.
Biz is here.
He
We
was
see
here all
Biz.
week.
We see Biz quite a
Yeah,
bit.
he was on Pardon My Take. He was
Yeah,
on
I mean,
our show. He's on
I mean, he
radio.
like works for us. Like,
Yeah, boy.
I mean, wasn't he with them in California like a month ago? It's just insane. It's just blatant lies.
Oh yeah, the when Brett was on.
Yeah, right.
West,
The Chicklets tour there. So that's really the two people, Dana, Paige Spranik and Biz.
Yes. I mean, I'm with him all the time. He does a lot on the road. He'll be like on the phone all the time and like emailing and shit. I don't know what he's doing, but he looks busy whenever.
Oh no, he's good at his actual job. It's the outside of that.
It's going to be an electric couple of interviews. I'll say that. I mean,
So you're flying out there to do
I don't
this?
really want to go, to be honest. I want to stay here, but I'm doing it to just help out the.
Makes no sense. What? It just it's.
Sounds like the pot's getting stirred on Paulie Dox.
It just
The
makes
other
no
way
sense
around.
to send him out to LA to get those two particular people. This isn't somebody. This isn't A-Rod. This isn't Bob Kraft. These are people we're very close with that come through this office a lot. There's no urgency to do it. Outside of, he needed a reason to be Manhattan Beach to make his plans that he made months ago look legitimate. This girl getting dunked on, I watched this clip like 1,000 times. I couldn't stop watching it. It's some frat event or something, girls and guys basketball tournament. It's like 3-on-2. The girl tries to slide
over, help D.
Just gets dunked on and comes up swinging. I love it. Nobody's at blame here.
No.
Like, you can dunk on a girl that hard, no problem in that, but you can come up swinging.
Actually, the only person to blame is really the original defender
Who
getting
got deep
crossed
pretty-
up.
yeah. Yep.
And then you got to go help D, and you get fucking yammed on.
Her reaction was unbelievable.
And I think she was wearing like, I
wearing-
hope it was a perfect jersey, which would make it perfect.
yeah.
But it was a Bengals jersey coming up swinging.
What a clip. Unbelievable clip.
We used to in college. We would like when someone would walk in the door, we'd throw the alley oop, and someone would just
Yeah.
And you knew 50% chance someone was coming up swinging. Like
That became like a big trend. I remember I did
Yeah.
it to Feidelberg at the office.
Yeah.
Like you could just dunk on. That was like a thing. What was it called? I don't know what
You
it was.
just dunk on people.
Was it like one of
Put
those
the-
challenges?
It was like a trash can.
Yeah,
You
people just
dunk.
walk around with
Yeah.
hoops.
Yeah.
We should bring that back.
Yeah, we should.
It's a good
There's
thing.
a lot of people in this office too.
Bryce Harper, second home run, another moonshot, and foul ball guy. This may, of all foul ball guys' catches, be the most impressive because it was hit right at him.
And it was a sea of people.
Yeah.
Like, like when foul ball guy gets one and it's like, 20 people out in the bleachers. This was insanity, and he caught it clean. He's a legend.
I love foul ball guy. I always have because the internet never corrupts him. Like he was so excited.
Yep.
He acted the same exact way when he was like that original interview with "Watch Your Elbows, Sirs." The fact that it was him is just. I mean, the book he must have on Bryce Harper
Is
'cause,
insane.
Yeah, he sat in the precise seat.
Yeah.
Like if he wasn't there, if you put just a doll, a foul ball guy, it would just hit him in the head. Yeah. I mean,
Just a
unbelievable.
basket. Yeah.
I feel like the next trend, like the analytics, someone's gonna hire foul ball guys to
Oh,
do their analytics. Like,
do you imagine if he was working for a front office? That'd be incredible.
it would, the Harlabob or whatever. That
Yeah,
guy, the
yeah.
gambler, like that is foul ball guy is the baseball version of Harlabob. You
Yeah.
just know where the spray charts are, the shifts and everything. The guy. It's to the point now where you get surprised he's there and doesn't get the ball.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Unbelievable play by him.
And also underrated, King of Kong. He's in the King of Kong.
Oh, I know he's in King of Kong.
Yeah.
I love that.
Billy
Nobody
Mitchell.
has fit more in King of Kong
Yeah.
than he has.
Yep.
By the way,
All-time villain, Billy Mitchell.
Yeah, we always say
He
this.
follows me on Twitter.
Billy
One of
Mitchell?
the 14 guys.
I
he
would
follows
block
is me.
him, Clem.
I'd rather have
Yes.
him than Porzingis.
Why does King Kong follow you?
Because I shouted him out once and he liked the.
Oh, Billy Mitchell. For those,
Hot
I bring
Sauce
it up
King.
every time. It's the best documentary I've ever seen. King
Ever.
of Kong, fistful of quarters. Highly recommend it. Shaq was in the mosh pit at Ultra. This is hilarious. I've never been a huge Shaq guy. This actually made me a huge Shaq guy.
Yeah.
I fucking loved it. No security, just in the mosh pit. People having the time of their life. Imagine being, and I'll give him credit, he still could do whatever he wanted. He's that big. You could tell, like when he's like, I'm going to move a little bit, he could move the whole mosh pit. It was impressive. I loved watching it.
Yeah.
That is being a big guy, you do worry about other people's safety, but that was the moment that I was officially all in it. Because Shaq has kind of gone up and down. You love him, but sometimes, I think TNT has kind of like downgraded his stock.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But can you imagine not knowing Shaq's there and then you just look up and you see the fucking diesel coming
I
at you?
know, he's like
Yeah.
moshing with you.
Insane.
Yeah, pretty good clip.
I feel like it's better that was like an EDM show or something.
Yeah,
like that.
no,
If
that wasn't a
Ultra.
real mosh
Ultra.
pit. A real mosh pit would have been hilarious because like
People get hammered.
would've got-
real mosh pits, people fight.
Yeah.
They like, just fight and then they pick each other up when they knock down. Like good fight.
Yeah, right.
Fuck.
This announcer in some like Pac Sun whatever like softball game. This is a throwback to Boom Goes the Dynamite Guy. Just some of the worst announcing ever.
The pitch swung over the second baseman's head, out to the field. Knaus is running home, and Montana walks off. First baseman Cammy Sellers able with the clutch line drive over the second baseman to hand Idaho State Bengals their first loss in Big Sky Conference play.
Big win, hilarious clip. Bunch of good clips that feel like old internet. The girl getting dunked on in this. I mean, what can you say about this kid?
He's running. She's running. She's running. It's actually because obviously this kid is like it's probably an intern position. He's doing the Big Sky softball games. Not going to be a professional in this, but there's something to be said about like being that bad, you become good.
Oh yeah.
Right? And I actually thought when I read this on the topics, I thought you were going to talk about the Virginia Purdue guy, all-time mess-up. Did you have sound on for that?
I heard it after.
Yeah.
I did not have sound.
All-time mess-up.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never seen like such a dramatic moment be ruined so much by an announcer.
It's weird because when I watched it back, it looked like he had it right in the beginning. He's like a chance to win, and if
yeah,
they
but
shot
then
the
he's like
three.
for the win.
Yeah. That
they're
play,
going
by the
overtime.
way, by the kid who threw the pass is like one of the all-time plays.
That is
All-time.
That's a great point.
With the
all time.
pass?
Yeah, the pass
Yeah.
was
The pass is
fucking
better than the
unbelievable.
shot.
Yeah,
Yes.
1,000%. Like when he was dribbling backwards, I'm like, it's over.
Right.
Well, not dribbling. When he was chasing the ball and seeing the clock, I thought he'd just turn, take two, to keep your composure and do that perfectly.
I
unbelievable play.
I still like feel so bad for people who had Purdue.
Who'd
before.
you have? on
I
that?
had Virginia.
You did.
I mean, I couldn't. I actually felt so bad. I sent Big Ev $100.
You must have had-
I sent Big Ev $100 because I felt so bad for winning.
You must have had the overtime under
No, I had the over and Virginia -4.5, so it was a double winner.
on the game. No, Kentucky,
Oh, the Kentucky game?
the one that you were going back. It's dead. I lied.
No, I had the over. So I got two
You won.
very lucky
So you
games.
were reverse jinxing. All
I
over
had
the place.
huge luck this weekend. Like, I shouldn't have won either of those games. The Purdue one I actually felt dirty about because the fact that like Carson Edwards throws that pass and the guy goes out of bounds
Yeah.
when there's 4 seconds left and the game's just going to end a 3-point game, and that was I felt dirty. I sent Big Ev $100. I felt bad, but paid back to the gambling gods.
I was out by that point. Tommy was just. I mean, his little run of luck is.
Yeah, yeah.
Wasn't.
Just cum rag.
I'm sorry.
Although
That's all
our
I can
picks
say.
were good, fading you,
Yeah, so I had 3
but I
winners
was already
there.
out. No, that was my picks, just knowing you stink.
Do you think the person in that baseball video was like it was like me basically? Like KFC was out, so like, you fill in.
I don't know. You never
know.
know. College networks, like, that's probably not their number one announcing crew. Like,
I can't imagine they're like staffing big time for like Montana softball.
Right, exactly.
that's right.
Nipsey Hussle died. No idea who he is, but people seem to be concerned.
When rappers die and I don't know who they are, that's when I know the game's passed me by.
Yeah.
And that's,
I
I thought it was Nipsey Hussle, who's like a person too, I believe, but it's not. It's Nipsey Hussle. You're right. But I was like, oh, Nipsey Hussle died, and that guy died like 15 years ago. So
Just no clue. But R.I.P. People are upset.
Yeah.
Got shot
bad.
6 times, and then
Seemed like a good dude.
yeah, it seemed like an awesome guy.
I was in a bad mood in general, flying home. I don't know how United doesn't have TV, so I didn't get to watch either of the games yesterday.
Really?
Yep. Just updating
That's
on the
wild.
phone. But Riggs,
Oh man.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I was so mad at him. He's so stupid.
When I saw you were losing, I'm like, everyone needs to be on their game right now because Dave is on the
There's
warpath
no
at any given
excuse
time.
for he's a diehard Kentucky fan. That's his thing. That's not his thing. He is. He went there. He lives for Kentucky basketball. To write a blog, War Damn Eagle, and just write it like you have zero affiliation with Kentucky is something that was so surreal to me. And then he scrambles together like some Kentucky blog after. I don't know what we're doing here. It's a fan blog. I just don't.
We're
said
on
it.
your sleeve, yeah.
How do you not mention the fact that you just got your heart ripped out? No, War Damn Eagle.
Part
Auburn.
two.
Part two. Congrats to Auburn.
Did you see the three goggle guy?
Yeah.
It's so glad. He responded. He was like, for all the vultures out there, I've been doing three goggles for like my entire life. Like, he just fucking love them. I love college basketball fans. They're the best.
Those Dumb and Dumber guys, though.
Fuck them.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
It's an ad.
Someone's called it from the jump, and I was out on them from the. But then,
It's
it
an ad.
turns out it was just an ad,
It's an ad.
for all that.
So Dave, are we in the after show?
Yeah.
So, what exactly happened with Cocaine Kyle? I still am like murky on. He got kicked out.
So
but he said that someone else went to his room and did all the cocaine.
So KB just meets people. That's kind of his thing. Like it was very odd. Like not odd, but if he left our site of view like for 10 minutes, he'd just be like, yeah, I met some people and like we're like hanging out in their penthouse and stuff. It's like, what are you talking about? You've been gone for 5 minutes. Like, what do you mean you met?
I kind of like that about him.
Yeah, it was always people like, hey, do you mind if these people come into the room? I'm like, yeah, I do. He's just meeting people constantly, which is odd because I didn't see him meet anybody, but he was constantly meeting. If he wasn't with us, he was meeting people.
So you didn't see the people, but you heard that he met people.
Correct. At all times, throughout the entire weekend.
Now I understand why it's like hard to get him.
Too, when he said like, oh, I met some people, he says it in this way where it's like, I don't know if you.
He's tough to get a read on.
Very tough.
So,
Did you think you were getting got this whole time? Like the whole weekend? You never know. Smoke and mirrors.
I don't understand how he did the Jaws thing.
I can't tell KB is mimicking me. He also said he's like a music festival guy, and like, you are?
I think we're just. I think we're more alike than he thinks.
Maybe.
Good starter now. Was he happy or mad?
Tough to say.
Should I change?
No, I just can't. Like, were you wearing that the whole time?
I had a baggy tee that was too heavy.
You know right away, like, oh, I'm wearing the same shirt.
It was in my bag. I didn't want to ask you.
See this?
Just
So like homemade?
Do you see what's going on here, Frankie?
I think does he like it?
Oh shit.
I took him
Well, no, I thought he like remade our shirts.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's like making fun.
I feel like this is like a magic trick. Like you knew he was gonna have it on.
Yeah, I don't understand.
That was like,
Forgot about the
I just happened to pick that shirt and then he has it on. Like,
And no one else tipped him off?
no, I didn't fly with them.
Right. But did anyone see? That was the first time he saw you?
Yeah.
What? What the fuck?
He's
had
good?
a different shirt on, and then when he saw Dave have that shirt on, he switched. Like, we were in the pizzeria, he had that shirt in his backpack.
How many shirts did he
put it on.
have? He must have had every single shirt that you own.
Yeah, I don't know. So he started with all that, and then the first video I posted of Paulie Docs and Tommy telling me he got kicked out was the first I heard of it.
KB's been evicted.
What?
KB got evicted.
What are you talking about?
He kicked out of the hotel. He texted me like a half an hour ago. I was at the pool and he's like, fuck, I need help. I was like, what? He's like, I got kicked out of the hotel.
And then he was gone. He was in Aria the entire time. I don't know.
But he said that someone else?
He said he met people,
Yeah.
and they were in his room hanging out, and the people he met did coke in the bathroom.
And left it in there?
The timing of the whole thing is really weird because it's like, when did the cleaning people come in? Because he did this at like 3 a.m. or something, 4 a.m., and then he was kicked out in the morning. It's like, well, when did the cleaning people get in there to do it?
He said he met people, went up to his room. They did cocaine in his bathroom.
Not Kyle, though.
He didn't know that.
He
No,
didn't
not
do it.
cocaine Kyle.
Not cocaine
He
Kyle.
left to
He
go
wants
to...
that very clear that he's not a
Yes.
cocaine.
He left to go to another room, and then he came back in the morning. He said the cocaine was still on the kitchen counter, but it was or the bathroom counter, but it was so faint that he didn't even notice it. So he took a shower, went somewhere else, I guess, to meet up with other people. Then he gets back to his room, and there were people. I guess the cleaning lady came after he left his room. He gets back to the room, and there are people like taking pictures of the cocaine. But
he's an
he didn't do
interesting
it.
cat. He's tough to get a read on.
Yeah,
He lived up.
He's a funny guy.
It's rare. I said, like, it's rare people meet and exceed the expectations, and we knew going in he was going to be a little odd.
What about
he
the theory
exceeded
that
those
you
expectations.
planted it?
I can't confirm nor deny.
Okay. Because you clearly, like, whenever someone new comes into Dave's circle, you get very, very catty.
Yeah, I bought cocaine in Vegas and planted it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, you didn't. It didn't need to be cocaine, Tommy. You can go get flour.
And then we really saw very little of him. The rest, he was at the pool. I couldn't tell. I could never get the feel if he was with us or not. Like, mentally speaking.
It really, it's
Mentally
like being on a
and
hidden
physically?
camera show.
Yeah.
You feel like you're on a hidden camera show all weekend with him.
I
Like his
feel-
own hidden camera show.
I feel like the blog he's gonna write detailing this is gonna be like, oh, now it all.
Yeah,
makes
here's the
sense.
big
Like,
reveal.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like a Jimmy Kimmel stunt.
And he's not here today.
He's writing the blog.
He's writing the blog. Yeah.
It was an interesting weekend. Let's just say that. It was just an interesting weekend.
Oh my God.
I kind of love the. We should get like pictures of all the crews because it's always just such.
Well,
a
this
fucking-
crew, he was really the only one who
The
won.
only
It
one
was,
there, yeah.
it was a very slim crew. And I don't know if people saw the video of Frankie and Tommy. Frankie was as white and as sick as I've seen a human.
He was?
Oh my God. These two just puked all night on. I can't even believe they made it to the pool party. More Frankie.
What happened?
So we're getting ready to Wet Republic. Frankie comes out. You're pale as a ghost.
I don't feel good.
I mean, you look horrible.
Vegas has beat me to a pulp.
You were literally
Can't even-
puking?
Like you wouldn't believe. I don't know how I'm even standing right now, but I'm ready to go.
I mean, you can't. You don't have to come, man.
Just gotta keep going.
He's like.
We both were throwing up a lot in our bathroom last
You
night.
did too?
Well, it's a goddamn mess in there. It smells so bad.
Bathroom's a disaster.
Absolute disaster.
What is going on?
There's vomit stains all over the rug.
I'm shaking right now. My insides are shaking. Holy shit.
Too much to drink?
I didn't even think I drank that much. I'm worried we were drunk. Because, I mean, I drank, but not to the point where we should have been throwing up
I thought that's
as much as we
I mean,
did.
well, if you watch the video, Frankie was like Casper White, like shaking.
Jesus.
And I guess they like.
It sounds like the worst Vegas trip of all time.
It was an interesting Vegas trip for sure, for sure.
It was.
And like we didn't. I still don't understand what Paul did. I was under the impression like
Paulie Dots. Coming full circle, Paulie
I
Dots.
was under the impression like we do this deal, like we just paid for the room. Like I didn't understand much of anything that was going on. I really didn't. I'm glad to be back. Let's just say that. So.
Yes.
This might be KB's masterpiece already at Barstool.
I mean, there's so many moving parts now, like Polydocs and Cocaine Kyle, and who drugged Tommy and
Frankie. They were. I mean,
I was fine in the morning, but that night, I mean, our bathroom was like Frankie was thrown up in the toilet while I was thrown up in the sink. It was a mess.
What the fuck?
The Portnoy boys.
And I mean, I was fine, and I was with you. I really don't know what happened to you two. I mean, Frankie was. I honestly was like worried for his health.
Jesus
quite
Christ.
something.
Unreal. Unreal.
Yeah, that was DP42. I don't know that DP43 will happen.
Yeah, it sounds like you're gonna need a reboot of sorts.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just do it at the Meadowlands.
Coming off that, I was coming off LA. There's just a lot. I just
need
need
to
a
get
break.
you need
We're
to
going
get
to Final Four this weekend.
Yeah, but Minnesota's a little more relaxed.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we'll be there for a few days, get settled in. We do no Cowboy Jacks.
I live for Bud Light Busters now. That's like I don't have much to look forward to as a father, so I
You're
need
very
some sort
close.
of
You're very
some
close.
action here. So
Yeah.
I don't know what we could do for next year.
Maybe just a different destination.
Yeah, right.
All right. There it is. It's a rundown.